Namaste, I'm Dr. Naresh Bana, and today I'm going to talk about Orange City. Yes, you guessed it right. I'm going to talk about Nagpur 24/7 water supply PPP. This PPP project is performance-based operations and maintenance PPP. The performance indicators are quality, wherein the residual ammonia should be more than 2 ppm at the tap level. The quantity more than 135 liters per person per day. Increase in revenue, decrease in losses, and more importantly, the customer complaint handling. The project has performed well on all indicators except for 24/7 and rightfully being called the successful water PPP project. Let me give you the background of this. Nagpur had almost 80% of the households covered well before the launch of such project. But the availability was not adequate. In 2003, they completed the Page 3 water augmentation project and found that it did not result into significant increase in water availability at tap. They undertook the water audit, and the water audit disclosed that 62% of their water was being wasted in terms of seepage, in terms of evaporation, or any other modes. They decided to go for privatization and launched a pilot project in 2007, which covered 1,75,000 residents, which is almost 10% of the then connections. In 2008, they incorporated Nagpur Environment Services Limited and transferred all the water related assets to this company. It was and is a subsidiary of Nagpur Municipal Corporation. It had on its board key elected officials and executives of NMC to oversee the rightful launch of privatization process. 10 entities responded, out of which 3 were shortlisted. That is Veolia Vishwaraj Consortium, IVRCL Aqualia, and Cascal Nagarjuna Construction. Request for proposal was issued in 2010, the bid criteria being operator rate in rupees per cubic meter of water billed and collected. Veolia Vishwaraj won the bid in 2011. The funding was also unique, with 70% coming from Jawaharlal Nehru Urban Renewal Mission and 30% as equity was brought in by the concessionaires. The project cost being 387.86 crores. The contract period or concession period was fixed 25 years, with provision that all future capital expenses will be borne by the Nagpur Municipal Corporation themselves. When we talk about risk, there were not such significant risks in terms of land because it was already owned by Nagpur Municipal Corporation. But yes, the social risk was very severe, which were very smartly handled by the Nagpur Municipal Corporation by launching the pilot project, communicating with the stakeholders. There were many agitations, many representations, which were well managed, and remedial measures taken, like they did not increase the tariff after the pilot project found that 24/7 availability was not there. And financial risk was minimized with the 70% coming from JNNURM, and revenue risk mitigation is very significant because the billing is not sufficient to pay for the concessionaire. So the billed amount, the collected amount goes to escrow account, and whatever is the shortfall comes from the budgetary allocation of Nagpur Municipal Corporation. Design, construction, operation, and handover risks remain with the private operators, and early termination and force majeure risks with Nagpur Municipal Corporation, who are better equipped to handle it. Now, the contract management was also very unique in that the maximum liability of the operators that is Orange City Water Private Limited, is fixed at 5% of the annual revenue. Periodic rate revisions are there in the contract. At times, these are substantial as per the clauses in the contract. Tariff setting remains with the Nagpur Municipal Corporation because it's a very sensitive subject. The operator rate is revised automatically every year for changes in price indices as per standard adjustment under this PPP contract. And good thing about this was that the earlier staff which was working for NMC in water supply was given a choice to stay with Orange City Water for some time, see for themselves whether they would like to continue or not. Similarly, Orange City Water was also able to see whether to keep that particular employee or not. It resulted in a very smooth transition of the workforce. The lessons are very critical that for water supply PPP, holistic planning. In this case, it took more than 10 years to come and award the contract. And water audit was there, and many other social impact assessment and follow-up actions were taken. We must understand that PPPs are not the panacea, but to be used as strategic lever to enhance performance and fix other elements of water value chain. Institutional structure on public side is important. In this case, they created NESL, and it proved efficient and specific to manage this contract. Providing for tariff rebasing brings flexibility in long term, and administering such complex PPP requires a very high level of maturity and capability on public authorities, that is NESL and NMC, and all other municipalities who are looking at PPP in water sector should do a lot of capacity building and learn before they launch their PPPs. Thank you for being with me. With that, we come to the end of this case study. Thank you for viewing. Do like the click button and don't forget to subscribe. Wait for the next. Until then, namaste. Have a good day.